Hello, I'm Scott Duke, aka Mr. Business Golf, and I'm excited to be on the Bunkershot.com questions today. I can truthfully say that the main reason I started the Business Golf Country Club was to try to do what I could to help golf survive in these rough economy and these times. And the way I saw the best way to approach that is to build an online golf community for business golfers. But it's open to golfers, people who are in business that play golf, and the professional golfers. It's a private club, and I felt that that would allow the membership to really start intermingling and networking if they knew that it was private, and it was a safe environment, eliminating all the scams and the spamming that normally goes on in other social networks. And that's the basis of why I started the Business Golf Country Club. And I would say that the better way to communicate and interact with the members is probably the one thing I'm real excited about, is to be able to meet the members and let members meet each other a little easier through technology. And I'm quite excited that that would be part of the new, and will be part of the new site once we get it launched. I'm also excited about our ability to grow the club better, to get it out to more people like what I'm doing now, and introducing the Business Golf Country Club to a wider audience of golfers and business people that play golf and the professional golfers to join. And once we get it growing, it really helps to provide more purpose for the members to be there. Plus, as the group grows and as the club grows, we'll look to more balance of the club with more online and offline activities, which I'm quite excited about. I offer content on subjects that are of issue to the golf industry, and that's the way I approach it. I feel that it's a very solid approach. It's been proven to be of interest, and it's broad interest and understanding of social media. That's the basis of it. I also, I'm able to communicate on the global issues that relate to business in general that affect not only golf but business. And the main thing I do is I try to build trust with people through being sincere in my interactions with people in social networking. Also try to highlight the things that really matter, as well as the humorous sides of things. Everybody loves to laugh, and I'm no exclusion. So I try to show my sense of humor, as some people see it, and I think it's a good way of building trust and getting to get interaction out of the social media, and that's the way I use it. Well, I use General Motors as my example, the new CEO, Ed Whitaker, being the first of the Fortune 100 business leaders to step out in front of a camera and put a face on that business. I just applaud that effort, and it's the example I use of the proper way of doing social media, and that could be no better of an example of what really needs to be done when businesses start. They need to get out from behind the logos and behind the brands and drop all the traditional methods and really start getting real and getting out to meet the people, put a face on the business, as I call it. So General Motors is one. There's many others. There's like Burger King is doing a very good job. HR Block is still doing a good job. But as far as the golf industry, they just haven't got it yet. Maybe I can help solve that. Now this is a real corner for me because I'm a true golf fan. And the difference with that and a regular golfer or someone that watches golf is that I like all of them. And that's what makes golf so interesting to me. It's not a team sport. Yeah, they have team events, but we're not having that team mentality where there has to be a star amongst that team. I like them all. Now, if you was to put my arm behind my back and force me into picking one, I like Anthony Kim. That might be surprising to some, but I like his attitude. I like his brashness. I like his style of play. He, to me, shows the future of the way professional golf will be played. Kind of reminds me of when you look back in history of Arnold Palmer when he came on the side. That brashness and really getting after it type of style of golf. That's what Anthony shows. So I would follow Anthony. Well, Christina Kim has the attitude the ladies need to play professionally. I just love it. She is the prime example of who I would follow and who I do follow in the LPGA is someone that just shows the spunk. She's got the play to go with it, and it just matches it up to where I feel like, if you're not going to have fun, why are you out there? And I think there's just too much of that. And the PGA as well, but the LPGA really needs that help, and Christina is showing the leadership. Now, Christy Kerr has the grace, and Paula Kramer has the style, and naturally, Natalie has the smile. And I think all of those ladies I watch and I follow because they're the ones that step up to the plate and really want to try to do what they can to help the LPGA and help golf in general. And I will follow anyone that takes that stance. So that's basically how I look at the LPGA. I just like them all. But Christina just really rocks it. Well, I only use Twitter. Facebook is something I use because I'm told I'm supposed to, so I'm not very active there. But on Twitter, again, Christina Kim just rocks it. I mean, she is out there. She puts it out there. She travels the world and never forgets her fans. She never forgets her followers. And she uses all 140 characters, which is unlike many other tour players that go out there. But she knows how to use it, and she's doing a very good job. I applaud Christina Kim, and is someone I would follow. As far as the PGA, just really aren't seeing too much activity. I know that we got Stuart Sink out there who's putting a good effort, but the interaction out there is minimal on the PGA side. But Christina, I think, would be my cheerleader. I would bring in, if the PGA and LPGA was to hire me to train on how to use social networking. So that's Christina, who's who I would really recommend if you want to follow somebody on Twitter. Well, I do have a lot of advice in that arena, since I've become kind of the Jedi Knight ninja of social media for the golf industry. What I would recommend for someone who's starting out in the social networking is to first think about their purpose, decide what their purpose is, establish a blog. Post your thoughts to that blog on what your position is in this world and when you're out here. And you can have multiple of them. It just needs to be established in the blog. And then after you've done that and you've established that and you've got things rolling on the blog, then start your social networking. Start your Twittering, start joining your Facebooks, get over on LinkedIn and so forth, depending on your purpose. But that's my recommendation to newbies. And it really is kind of in reverse of what's taking place. Too many of them are jumping out on Twitter and joining Facebook and thinking that's going to really jump their recognition. Doesn't work that way. The trust in people today, as I mentioned before, is almost nil. And because of many generations of deception out there, people really have stopped putting up with that, and they want to know who it is they're communicating with, and they're going to check you out. If you don't have a blog, it's pretty much going to be click through your history pretty much. So I recommend that the newbies start your foundation with a solid foundation of substantialities as far as setting up your blog. The website's okay, but it really is going back to the thing that I mentioned before. Get up behind the brands and the logos and put a face on your business. The blog does an excellent job on that. So that's my recommendation for the newbies. This one took me a little bit to narrow it down to one, but I was asked recently which was the better way of trimming nose hair, cutting it or plucking it. And at the time I was trying to figure out why I was asked this question, but it did cause kind of an uproar on Twitter that kind of was humorous in a way, and was some excitement there for me, and kind of was a laugh for a few days because it kept carrying on. So that was my funniest question I was asked on Twitter. Again, Camilla, wow. What an energy and what a change in attitude and play he's at. But again, Anthony Kim is going to crank it up. I got a feel about Anthony, but I'm not going to discount the fact that Ricky Fowler is popular and he's got the talent. But listen, Charlie Howell III. Oh man, I think you're going to watch him. He's been in the top 10 almost every round, and I think he's going to break loose this year. But you know, we'll not be surprised, because I'm a true golf fan, that there'd be someone to break out of the pack that we don't even really know yet. And there's so many out on the tour that we don't know who they are and we don't understand them. I got the feeling that this could be the year that we're going to see somebody break out of the pack, and I would not be surprised, and I would applaud it, because that's just what golf is all about to me. It's a great game. I really enjoy it, both in my recreation and in my profession, and I look forward to playing a lot more of it for the rest of my life. That's the great thing about golf. So I hope those were helpful in the answers to these questions, and thank you for letting me be on bunkershot.com.